Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday where I am. I don't know what it is where you are. Maybe Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, maybe you're locked down, maybe you're not. Whatever you are up to, welcome to the Go Live. Welcome to whatever this is, broadcast. I call it LinkedIn Live, but these days we're live on multiple channels. So if you have joined us live and you're thinking, who the hell is this? My name is Aileen Day. I am the owner, the founder, the creator of Meraki Business Solutions and Value Driven Brand. And I'm very excited. We've just got the framework ready for my new website, aileenday.com.au. So that's a bit scary to have a website with your own bloody name on it. Just a little bit of, things coming up there that we'll have to just get the fuck over. Anyway, if you've joined us today, that is because you're either curious to know what we're talking about, or you're just curious to know why we talk about sex so much. And if you didn't know why we talk about sex, that's because we love talking about the customer, the employee, and the human experience. And when you put that all together, you get the joy of sex. So today, though, what we're talking about is the human experience component of the joy of sex. And something really interesting to me, and I hope that you find it equally fascinating, came up for me yesterday, day before, whenever, who cares, not important to the story. But I saw a post from an associate of mine who put up on social media that she was so adamant that she wanted to join Clubhouse and be a part of the new app Clubhouse. If you haven't heard of it, it's an exclusive app. It is invite only, and it is iOS devices only as well. And if you don't know what an iOS device is, basically Apple. So as a beloved Samsung owner, it is not Apple, therefore I cannot join. That's how exclusive it is. Now, that isn't necessarily the theory behind Clubhouse. They actually are moving into Android devices around March with their funding that they've received. But the point is, the model that they have created is one that basically encourages this scarcity, this exclusiveness type model of value. And so it was interesting to me because my initial reaction when I saw this woman's post, she had gone exclusively out to buy an Apple device, an iPad nonetheless, and so that she could join up to Clubhouse. Now, my initial reaction was, what the fuck? Why? Because my value perception of Clubhouse, although initially I had a little bit of FOMO, if you don't know what FOMO is, a little bit of fear of missing out. I love being in a good conversation. Anyone that knows me would certainly attest to that. But over the last probably couple of months that Clubhouse has been out, I have recognized that I already fill out a large portion of my week creating content and engaging with customers in, multiple and meaningful two-way methods of communication. We've talked about two-way communication on here before, where it's not just me talking at you, like I kind of feel like I am sometimes on these things. So if you are online, please say hi. But two-way means that, there's a back and forth element of that conversation, communication. And so to me, I kind of had gotten over this FOMO, this fear of missing out on being on Clubhouse, because I was actually quite content, not comfortable, because we don't want to get comfortable, but I was content that the platforms that I use to communicate to my audience were actually quite suffice. I didn't need another platform draining away my week and reducing my productivity even more. And I know I could reframe that and say I could be supporting even more people, but I'm happy with how I support people at the moment. And I think that to go and jump on Clubhouse would potentially dilute the way that I do it now. But what I found really fascinating was when I actually reflected on my reaction, I had to actually pull my socks up, because then I remembered that some years ago I was buying a new car and I wanted a GPS system in that car. And the model of the car that I was looking at didn't have a GPS system in it. And apart from not having a GPS system in it, already built into it, the car was perfect. And what I did, because of my perceived value, I went and bought the next model up, because the next model up had a GPS system built into the vehicle. Now, for those listening in, you kind of go, all right, well, that perceived value cost me $20,000. $20,000. 20,000. And here I am shaking my head at someone who just went and spent $1,000 because it has perceived value to them. So it made me remember, and it's always a constant reminder, that what people value, they will pay for. And I want you to take this lesson, this reminder for yourself, and take it to your own business. Take it to the way you do life. Because if people value what you deliver, they will fucking pay, right? They will love it. I had a conversation yesterday with another associate who has now started delivering $12,000 a day workshops. And my head exploded, because that is nothing close to the day rate that I have ever charged. But the reality is that the business that she had as her audience, they valued that. They valued her. They valued the knowledge, the skill set, the ability to pass on what she knows to their team, and they valued the results that could come from that. So they thought $12,000 was actually a really great investment. No problem. Just like I thought $20,000 was a really great investment into a vehicle that had the functionality that I needed. Just like my other associate thought an investment of $1,000 on an iPad was exactly the way she should go to be included into a platform that she wants to be a part of. So my point is that when you are creating whatever you create, when you are producing the things that you produce to sell to the audiences out there, I want you to consider that there is a pot for every lid. There really is. There is a pot for every lid. And if you can deliver something that is valuable, that brings meaning to that audience, they will pay. They will do whatever they can do to be involved. So there's a couple of tips on things that you can do to, I guess, help yourself create a perception of value to your audience. And, like we know the common ones, there's, obviously what Clubhouse are doing, which is they've created a platform. They could have created a platform like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all of those types of platforms where it's just an open forum for everybody. But they were going, actually, there's enough of those. We want to create an element of scarcity. We want to create an element of exclusiveness, right? Because people love feeling special. So even in the things that I do for my customers, I have, for some of my programs, I have an elite or VIP version of what they can purchase. So it's not that I don't want everybody to be involved. I want everybody to be involved, but I want the people who ultimately value me, who are willing to pay to get a part of me. I want them to feel the most special. And Clubhouse has gone and done exactly that. The other way that you can go and amend or change the way, help yourself to create a perception of value is with social proof. Social proof is really one of the most simple and free versions of how you can go and create a perception of value in what you do. So what does social proof mean? Well, social proof is things like testimonials, things like customer feedback, and sharing that and helping people know what the outsiders, what the critics believe you bring to the table. And it's a really, really simple one. You don't have to have gone and had, massive big clients to get social proof. Just, I also think micro influencers can take you a lot further than sometimes the bigger companies can. So please don't underestimate the social proof that comes with just serving smaller groups in your community, in what you do. What else can you do? Here's one I was thinking about: altruism. Now, altruism, if you don't know what the meaning of altruism means, basically means for a greater cause, right? And someone that I'm hoping to get to talk to is a founder of one of the most altruistic companies in Australia, Thank You. So you would have been to the supermarket, you would have seen Thank You water, which they don't do anymore because they're reducing plastic. How altruistic is that? They sell soap, they sell body wash products and food and nappies and all sorts of stuff, or diapers, depending on where you're at. But they're altruistic. So they're not cheap. They're actually quite a premium product. But the way that they create a perception of value is by being altruistic. So I spend $15 on a pump pack of hand soap because the human in me thinks that I'm doing a good thing for the greater good of my community, for my planet, for the people, the humans that, embark upon it. And so therefore, my perception of value is a higher perception. I perceive it to be worthy of my spending because I know that something good will come out of it, right? And if you don't follow the Thank You team, get on LinkedIn and follow them, especially LinkedIn, Instagram. They're doing some absolutely amazing work at the moment. And I am hoping that I can hit them up for a podcast and get them to talk to us about what they do in their business and their brand. But that is certainly one way to help yourself. Who else does altruistic? Grilled, right? Apart from the fact that they don't pay their team properly, Grilled do an altruistic value perception. So you go and spend nearly $20 on a burger meal, which is ludicrous, but you feel good about it because they give you a tiny little bottle cap to go and drop into a charity of some description or a fundraiser of some description of your choice. So you feel like you just did the world a favor by buying a burger. Crazy. It's manic. But that is human nature. That is the human experience. Make me feel good about what I'm doing and I will spend the money. Right? Help me feel like a better human. Tap into my emotions. Don't manipulate me though, because I'll see that a million miles away. And if I don't see it initially, I will eventually. and then I'll just resent your brand. So don't do that, right? But what else? Create a low barrier to entry is probably my last one. When you want people to test you out, especially if you're probably new to the market, right? Don't be so difficult to be a part of. Unless, the caveat is, unless you are specifically heading down that road of scarcity and, premium exclusivity type, model of business. Otherwise, be easy to be in touch with, be easy to learn from, be easy to understand and want more, right? The harder you make it for people to be a part of what you do, the less they're going to put effort into or find value in what you do, right? They're not going to chase you because initially the customer is the prize. You might become the prize, right? When you can prove to them that you're worthy of their energy. But until that time, make yourself useful. Make yourself easy to be in touch with and helpful to them. And the more that you can give to them in a meaningful and authentic way, the more they'll value you. And then what's cool is the social proof comes up from there as well. And you don't even have to do anything except just be a really helpful, great person. Because then what happens is people tag your content, they share your information, they, take it all in, they start to follow you, and they start to engage with what you're doing. And therefore, they are starting to see you as the prize. But it has to start somewhere. So keep those barriers to entry low. And as one of my very first mentors said to me, just be easy. Be easy to deal with. So, value perception. It is certainly a perception. Perceptions can be changed, but you have to do the work first. You have to be very clear on how you want to go out to market, and you have to be very clear on what you expect in return. So people will pay if they find you valuable and worthy. You just have to prove to them that that's exactly what you are, that you are the prize and that they are not wasting their energy, that they know that they're going to get what they expect when they engage with you. And, sometimes, I initially was like, yeah, I want to be on Clubhouse. But now I'm like, I don't want to be on Clubhouse. It sounds fun, but I'd rather hang out here with you guys. So there is a pot for every lid. And just because someone says no today doesn't mean that 10 more people won't say yes tomorrow. You just have to go and find them. Be the person for somebody. You'll never be the person for everybody, right? But you'll certainly be the person for somebody. So put yourself out there. Make sure you're clear about what you stand for and how you support people, and people will pay to be a part of what you've got. That is all I've got time for today. Not all I've got time for. That's all I've got to talk about today. Goodness me. Now, fun fact, I didn't do this last Sunday because I was meant to be going out and celebrating birthdays, and that didn't happen. So now we're doing it this Sunday instead. So I won't be streaming this Sunday. We will be back Wednesday following week. If anybody has different topics or things in regards to the customer, the employee, or the human experience that they want to know more about, please get in touch with me. I love hearing from everybody, and I want to be able to satiate those questions that you might have, those concerns, those problems, those things that we talk about and the things that we don't. So if you have anything that you want to know more about, please get in touch, and it'd be my absolute honor and my pleasure to support you and help you through any of those questions that you've got. Paul, not getting me on Clubhouse while it is still locked to Apple. I know, right? Apparently March is when the new roll of Android FOMO is expected, and I might check it out. I don't know. I promise nothing. I'm gonna stick to LinkedIn, Twitter, and all the other platforms, and worry about you guys on there first. You're my priority here. So, if you are on Clubhouse, I'm certainly interested to know what you think about it, how it's panning out for you, and what are you doing? I hope, is it strategic? Are you just on there for, shits and giggles, or what's the deal? I now appreciate those who are on Clubhouse and don't roll my eyes anymore when I remember the things I've done in the name of perceived value. So, judgment-free zone. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next Wednesday. Remember, get out, go and create value for somebody else in your life, because what goes around comes around. I'm Aileen Day. Till next time.